Have you ever stopped to think about the Yamaha logo? Those three iconic tuning forks represent two completely different worlds. How does one company become famous for the delicate sound of a grand piano, and also for the roar of a championship-winning motorcycle? It sounds impossible, right? One is an icon to the concert hall, the other a beast on the racetrack. When you hear Yamaha, you probably think of one or the other. They feel like they belong to completely different universes. But the two are connected by a single thread. The secret link between Yamaha's pianos and their motorcycles is a wild story of post-war innovation and a gutsy decision that changed everything. It's a story about how one man's quest to fix an organ in the 1800s accidentally laid the groundwork for two global empires. This isn't just about a brand, it's about how the tools of one craft can be reforged into the weapons of another. Our story starts not in a factory, but with a broken instrument. The year is 1887, and a medical equipment repairman and watchmaker named Torakusu Yamaha is asked to fix a reed organ at a school in Hamamatsu, Japan. My Japanese is not that good, guys. Yamaha was obsessed with Western science and technology. He fixed the organ, no problem, but in the process he saw something much bigger. He didn't just see broken parts, he saw a blueprint. Recognizing a huge opportunity, Yamaha built his own prototype organ from scratch. Now, legend has it that he slung this first creation over his shoulder on a carrying pole and hauled it across the mountains of Hakone to present it to a music institute in Tokyo. The expert's verdict? It was harshly criticized for being badly tuned. But Yamaha wasn't discouraged. He dove headfirst into music theory, studying relentlessly with the tuning fork in hand. That experience became the soul of the company. It inspired the future logo, three interlocking tuning forks. The symbol wasn't just a cool design, it was a promise. It stood for the core principles of his new company: pitch, perfect quality, precision, and harmony. By the early 20th century, the company, later named Yamaha Corporation, was the biggest musical instrument maker in Japan. They were masters of sound, wood, and metal, casting massive iron frames for their pianos that had to withstand over 20 tons of string tension. That expertise, perfected to create music, was about to get a very different job. The turning point was the end of World War II. Japan's industries were in ruins. During the war, Nippon Gaki's factories had been repurposed to make aircraft propellers and fuel tanks for the military. After the surrender, all those advanced machines and the skilled people who ran them went silent. The company was facing a crisis. So what now? This is where the second visionary of our story comes in. Now bear with me with my Japanese. Genichi Kawakami. He became president of Nippon Gaki in 1950 at just 38 years old. Kawakami was a man of action, tasked with finding a use for all that idle machinery. He explored everything from sewing machines to auto parts. He sent his teams to Europe and the US hunting for the right opportunity. Finally, he gave a directive that would change everything. I want to try to manufacture motorcycle engines. He realized the company's mastery of casting and metallurgy, the same skills used to make strong, resonant piano frames, could be used to build powerful, reliable engines. The precision needed to craft a perfect instrument wasn't so different from the precision needed to engineer an engine. It was an audacious idea. A piano company was going to build motorcycles. On July 1st, 1955, the motorcycle division was officially established as its own independent company, Yamaha Motor Co. Ltd. Genichi Kawakami was its first president. With a small team of 274 employees, they were the new kids on a block, crowded with over 100 other Japanese motorcycle makers. They had to make a splash. And you know what? They did. Their very first motorcycle was the Yamaha YA1. In an era when most bikes were big and black, the YA1 was different. It was simple, elegant, and painted a striking chestnut red. It quickly earned the nickname the Red Dragonfly, but it wasn't just pretty, it was a performer. And to prove it, Kawakami did something crazy for a brand new company. He immediately entered the YA1 into the two biggest races in Japan. First up was the third Mount Fuji ascent race. Against all odds, the Red Dragonfly won. Then at the first Osama Highlands race, Yamaha didn't just win, they dominated, sweeping first, second, and third place. In a single year, Yamaha had established its name for performance and engineering. The Red Dragonfly wasn't just a bike, it was a challenge to the entire industry. The sound of Yamaha was no longer just the harmony of a concert hall, it was now the roar of a finish line. The story of Yamaha is one of incredible transformation. Whether it's the sound of a piano or the sound of an engine, both have the power to move you. I just want to know, what's your guys' favorite Yamaha product? Let me know in the comments. I'm very interested. If you enjoy kind of these breakdowns behind the brand stories, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. I just really like doing these. They're fun. So thank you guys that are already subscribed and watching it. I really appreciate it. And if you want to check out revermotors.com, it's another passion project I'm working on. And we sell merch, oil, maintenance things for your bike. So if you guys want to go check that out, I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you guys again. Back to the video. So is the piano company and the motorcycle company the same? Yes and no. Legally, they are two separate entities. Yamaha Corporation for instruments and audio, the Yamaha Motor Company for power sports. They operate in different industries with different leaders, but they're forever linked by a shared origin and philosophy. They both carry the name of their founder, and they both use that iconic logo for 3 tuning forks. For Yamaha Corporation, the forks represent melody, rhythm, and harmony. For Yamaha Motor, they represent the harmony between technology, production, and sales. Most importantly, that logo is a constant reminder of the company's DNA, an obsessive commitment to precision engineering that started with the challenge of tuning one organ. This shared heritage created a unique culture. The metallurgical knowledge from piano frames was directly applied to casting lightweight, durable engine cylinders. The discipline needed to create a perfect musical tone was channeled into creating a perfectly balanced machine. The two empires, while separate, grew from the same soil, and they still coordinate on brand strategy through a joint committee. Like I said, there's a joint committee, but Yamaha Motor, Yamaha Corporation, different sides of the freeway. Now, I actually know from experience because I worked at Yamaha Motor for about 2 years here in California, and the two companies are different, like I said, but share that same DNA. And it was really cool working there because I learned about the culture, the influence from both sides of the aisle, if you will. It was an honor to work there. It was fun, great people, great culture, and I respect the hell out of the Japanese because they have such a long-term approach, customer in mind. I think the two slogans, Yamaha Corporation is make waves, Yamaha Motor is revs your heart. I think those both paint a picture for what they're really trying to do. And growing up, I didn't know they were two different companies. But now that I had firsthand experience in it, they are, but share that same DNA. For Yamaha Motor, the racing success of the YA1 wasn't a fluke, it became their lifeblood. Competition was everything. They expanded into marine products and jumped onto the world stage of Grand Prix motorcycle racing. Their rivalries with Honda, Suzuki, and Kawasaki became legendary and still are to this day, fueling decades of incredible engine innovation and engineering. This relentless drive for performance eventually led them to the absolute peak of motorsport, Formula One. From 1989 to 1997, Yamaha took on the massive challenge of being an F1 engine supplier. They partnered with teams like Arrows, developing monstrously advanced engines like the OX99 V12 that screamed with over 600 horsepower. Thing probably sounded like a beast. Yamaha's time in F1 was tough. Their engines were powerful but often struggled with reliability, holding them back from a win. Their most famous moment came at the '97 Hungarian Grand Prix. Driver Damon Hill in an Arrows Yamaha was leading and came painfully close to a miracle victory before a mechanical failure on the final lap stole it away. While they never got the checkered flag, their F1 venture wasn't a failure. It was proof of their audacious spirit. The little organ company from Hamamatsu had dared to compete at the highest level of global motorsports, pushing their engineering to the absolute limit. So the secret behind Yamaha's two empires isn't really a secret. It's a history written over more than a century. It starts with one man's curiosity about a broken organ, continues with another man's vision to turn the tools of war into machines for joy and mobility. And it ends with two global powerhouses, both built on the same core belief. Whether you're making a beautiful melody or a powerful machine, excellence comes from the relentless pursuit of perfection. The journey from the quiet vibration of a tuning fork to the thunderous roar of an engine seems impossible. But for Yamaha, it was just the next logical step. Those 3 tuning forks on a concert piano and a superbike aren't a coincidence. They are the symbol of a single extraordinary legacy, one of sound, motion, and the harmony that connects them both.